podcast. I want to talk about this story right here. My man Fat Joe. Well, apparently Fat Joe was at a steakhouse called Ruth Chris. We all know Ruth Chris. You know, you don't eat meat, you're a vegan, but
all day long. Yeah.
You know, I mean, in North Carolina, where he was pretty much, told that he could not, sit there and eat because of a dress code violation. But I'm gonna let Fat Joe, speak about the situation in detail. Then I'll get your 1-2 on this, Sam, man. Let's check it out.
Well, what happened was when we arrived, people were so happy to see us, the Patriots and the girls that worked there and all that. So I was confused when the manager approached us and was like, we have a dress code here and we have to enforce the dress code. And what was crazy was I would kind of, I seen a guy walk in with a FedEx uniform. He had shorts on. I seen a guy with slippers walk in, guy with a tank top with tattoos. Like, we seen at least 10 different people walk in there that I guess didn't meet their dress code. And with me, I've dealt with discrimination and prejudice my whole life. So the minute I heard where her tone was going, I just said, yo, let's get out of here. So I had my driver with me. He had a 3-piece suit on. Then I also had my friend TA with me who had some Gucci track. I mean, we go to my Astros, Mr. Child. Whatever the biggest steakhouses, Peter Lucas, you name, we go in there dressed like this. So I didn't even want to get into it because, I didn't even want to elaborate on it. So when the driver pulled up, I went right outside. When I went outside, the manager, she came outside and was like, excuse me, sir, let me talk to you. She's like, we do have a room in the back, a private room in the back. The whole thing felt like I was in the South, the back of the bus, so I was just like, what was crazy is the woman was black. So I told the lady, I said, listen, miss, I done ate in palaces in Dubai. I done ate in Saint-Tropez. And we always come dressed the way we dress, and we all get nothing but love.
Right.
So I said, what really hurts me is that you look just like me and you pulling this stuff on us. So, we just gonna leave. But guess what? I'm going to pray for you.
If they're watching this, the people who run the restaurant, what would you say to them?
I don't know, man. I think they just got to be consistent with their dress code policy.
That particular clip right there. Sam, man, what do you think about this? Initially, Fat Joe, talking about, him being pretty much saying he couldn't even sit at Ruth Chris. I didn't really had a dress code.
He was profiled. It might be business casual, depending on where you're at. It's not
really
too crazy. But if you're a celebrity, they let shit go. I mean, it was per policy towards who? You were the acting manager. You could let shit fly. If the CEO of Ruth Chris knew that Fat Joe was coming in there, you let shit fucking go. He has those kind of perks. I mean, that's one thing of being a celebrity. You should get some fucking restaurant perks. And he wasn't trying to flex him. And I've met him on a few occasions in Bergamo and things like that. And he is real humble. He's not going to be the dude that calls the scene. He's going to keep it pumping. He's going to keep it moving at the end of the day. So I'm sure he didn't cause the scene, but it was just real corny. What do
you think about this being a black lady, though?
I think it goes to show you that it really doesn't matter today.
I think
it's crazy.
But hold on before you jump to that conclusion. How do we know that was a black-owned restaurant? It could have just been them, just a worker,
And that's why I'm saying it doesn't matter.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't, because she could be in there under the establishment agreeing with that owner wholeheartedly and seeing him in the eyes of her owner, not in the eyes of a woman of color, seeing him equally. So she'll see maybe someone, a gentleman in there that's Caucasian or someone in that's Asian that might come in there, but he flexes money and she knows this. She may not know who the fuck Fat Joe was. She just sees this. He sees that she's getting attention. He could be some rapper, blah, 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 not knowing who he was at the end of the day. But see someone in there that often spends money and will let that go because she appropriates that with her boss's eye. She ain't looking through her eyes. She's looking through his.
I think it's ridiculous, to be honest with you. It's ridiculous. Like a Ruth Chris. I never been in a Ruth Chris. I always wanted to go. I love steak and all that. I'm not a vegan, but I couldn't be imagined going in here and being turned down. I would be belligerent.
Right. I mean,
to eat.
Look, first off, you would go in there. You go in different kind of restaurant time. I'm doubting he looked like we did right now going in the Ruth Chris. We probably look a little different. The white tee, the black, the t-shirt. All right, we might throw a little something different on a little bit. But that's Fat Joe. I'm saying he don't deserve some kind of perk. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he wasn't in, like, you seen somebody walking with flip-flops. You see somebody walking with that. Hey, I don't sit there and deny me service if I see somebody walking in like that. What if you just came? You don't know where they just came from.
I think outside of money, like, you know, you could do what you want with your business. You can have your own rules. But me personally, I think outside people with their shirt off, you know, stuff like that. I mean, come on. It should have been an exception made. Do you see Ruth Chris needs to rectify the situation? Do you think they will?
Hell yeah, they will. It's 2018. This is getting out everywhere. They're going to have no choice.
Fucking membership.
Yeah, I mean, we're sitting there talking about it. You got Fat Joe TMZ talking about it. The mouth is going to start getting around, and Ruth Chris is going to have no choice. This is the power of what we got going on in 2018. The magnitude. You can't get away from stupid shit like this anymore. There's no way to hide from it. They put it out. It's on wax, and it's everywhere in seconds, and you have no choice but to respond. Hell yeah, they're gonna respond.
Yes, sir, man. So yeah, definitely. But you're listening to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God, and Sam, man. Everybody listening on YouTube, you know, we appreciate y'all. You know, as y'all know, go ahead and hit the like button for me, and make sure that you share this video. I want to talk about this one. This deals with us and President Donald Trump. You know, very controversial figure. A lot of people, you know, across a lot of color lines, you know, just pretty much despise him. But a new survey, has came out, and it said that Black business ownership has skyrocketed over 400% in 1 year under the obviously the president, you know, Trump presidency. Now, according to a survey conducted by the Lending Club and Gudent Financial, hope I'm saying that right. Among 2,600 entrepreneurs surveyed, 45% of small business owners in the country are owned by minority ethnic groups. Okay, that's a little okay. Now let me go. With the most being owned by African Americans at 19%, while 63% of business owners are men, and 38 of them are women. Now, another thing that kind of stood out here is that they said that most of the business owners, you know, didn't have college degree whatsoever. So what do you think about this study coming out? And, you know, I want to say shout out to my man Darren, because he did predict this. And he told me the other day, I told you, you know, Black business going up under Trump. Kind of crazy to hear this, right?
Is it? Well, how long has he been in the administration in the White House? For 2 years now? A year? Okay, so let's just not pump our brakes. I know that Barack Obama gets a lot of criticism, and he deserves some criticism, but he was a president the last 8 years or 6 years prior to Trump. 8 years. He served 8-year term. Trump's been in for 2 years. So, you know what I mean? Within the last 8 years, the majority of that presidency has been under Barack Obama. We both know as businessmen that businesses and flourishing businesses aren't built overnight.
Right.
It takes a little longer than 2 years to create a well-oiled machine that is business. So within these 2 years of his presidency, we cannot yet equate this to him going out and saying that he's the reason for this. It's a great political move. It's a great move on the Republican Party to say that. And I don't have a Democratic Party. That's one and the fucking same. Right. But it's just a great argument to have, because when you see Black kids dying in the streets, when you see the injustices that still happen, and you see his rhetoric and things like that, it's kind of hard to believe that he cares. But he is a businessman, and we're business people, so we know how to walk that line and not get caught up in the nonsense either, and the rhetoric and his you know what I mean, his arrogance and things like that. And he does conduct business well. So it remains to be seen. I'll put it that way.
Right.
It remains to be seen. A lot of businessmen love what he's doing. And in the next couple of years, we will see if this continues to grow. I think it will.
Yeah, it will. And then let me continue on. I want to read this. This is interesting, you know, too. Now, it said the survey showed that most entrepreneurs live in the South, with most of them being in Texas, with the exception of California, and top other states include Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, and those are the top states where you can find your Black in the South. I don't know, man.
We support each other down there in the South. We support each other down in the South. And we talked about Gucci Mane, you know what I mean? Yo Gotti, we support each other down there in the South a little differently than we do up here in the North. Now, I'm not saying that has anything to do. So you sitting there, you're trying to paint the picture as though they down there getting Southern love.
No, what I'm saying is
the Confederates.
No.
As opposed to
what I'm saying is that we can flourish anywhere. And a lot of times people think that the more trinkets that we may get from the government, that we might be better off. But no, it's the more you take away and make us more dependent upon ourselves, the better we get. So people thought with this Trump thing was going to, and there's stuff going on. I'm not trying to say sit up here like it's not people being, it's a whole lot of stuff is horrible in this country. But to see that, you know, I think is encouraging, because, you know, we can especially in the South, we can, in any condition, thrive
anywhere.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree with